Israel is at war again, and we need your prayers now more than ever. This is The Watchman with Victoria. I'm going to wrap up what has been happening in Israel in the past 5 days. I'm going to update exactly what One for Israel Ministries and The Watchman with Eric Stakelbeck have been updating, as these three are my trusted sources of updates. On May 12th, sirens were heard throughout Israel, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. The hadn't rockets reached that far since 2014. One for Israel staff was spending their evenings with families in bomb shelters, and explosions rang overhead. In total, over 1,000 missiles were fired in one day alone on May 12th, when the conflict first started. Thankfully, the Iron Dome was able to intercept the majority, but several rockets made it through their defenses and made direct hits on buildings and buses and cars, injuring many and killing 5 on the night of 12th alone. Not only were they facing rocket barrages from the south, but all across the country there were riots of Muslims in the streets. The riots in Lod, just south of Tel Aviv, has been referred to Christian-led civil wars, as synagogues and cars and businesses were burned and Muslims mosques roamed the streets with Molotov cocktails and rocks. Israel's police minister calls the situation unprecedented. On the final days of Ramadan, Hamas used the failed Palestinian and property disputes in East Jerusalem election to spur rocket fire and riots that led to the conflict Israel is in. But as the news reporters seek to unwrap the causes and solutions to this conflict, we know the core to this hatred and war is much deeper than the current events today. This hatred and animosity centers around spiritual conflict. As of May 14th, the 73rd anniversary of Israel's miraculous re-establishment as a nation. It was May 14th, 1948 when Israel was reborn in modern day, so very significant day. Instead, Israel is under assault. Firstly, Hamas and Islamic Jihad and various terror organizations in Gaza have launched some 2,000 rockets at Israel since Monday alone. These rockets have launched a really reach to a greater distance than ever before, to Lod, Tel Aviv and points beyond. As of today, May 18th, on the newscast, Israel eliminates a major Islamic Jihad commander. Since the conflict set off 5 days ago, we have over 3,200 rockets fired at Israel. Thankfully, thanks to the Iron Dome, Israel's missile defensive system has shut down some 90% of these coming Hamas rockets. Even so, many of them have obviously fallen, and at least 11 Israelis have been killed. The important point to make here is that many hundred, according to Israel Defense Forces, these Hamas Islamic Jihad rockets have not reached their intended target in Israel. Rather, they have fallen inside Gaza. That's right, rockets fired by these terror groups have killed Palestinian civilians as they fell inside Gaza and did not reach their intended target. That should give you an idea of what's going on right now. Not only the rockets fall inside Gaza, but secondly, as it has been reported, the past several days, Hamas and Islamic Jihad willfully using Palestinian civilians, women, children and the elderly as human shield, intentionally positioning the rocket launchers inside the densely populated area. That's it so far from the updates from my side today, The Watchman with Victoria. The Watchman with Eric Stakelbeck has been breaking down a lot more details. I'm going to put the link down below for you to have a closer look of the conflict. And be vigilant with the reports, seeing there are a lot of biased reports without breaking down details of exactly what Israel has been going through.
And I've read the back of the book. The book is called the Bible, the good book. And Israel will be just fine because God Almighty, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, still, yes, still sits on the throne. We are going to continue to do what we do here at the Watchman Newscast for such a time as this. I think of the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33. God Almighty says through Ezekiel, if the watchman, I'm paraphrasing here, but if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not sound the alarm, he will be held accountable. We feel like we have a mandate here to tell the truth and to bring you the inside story of what is happening right now in the world's most pivotal and chaotic and strategic region, the Middle East, and how it affects you no matter where you live in these Bible times in which we are all living today. So let's continue to be watchmen and watchwomen on the wall, to be salt and light, and to be light in the darkness. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Watchman Newscast. Until tomorrow, God bless you.